The Type 21 submarines were a class of German diesel-electric submarines designed during the Second World War. 118 were completed, with only 4 being combat-ready and went on a patrol. They were the first submarines designed to operate primarily submerged, rather than spending most of their time as surface ships that could submerge for brief periods as a means of escaping detection. They incorporated many batteries to increase the time they could spend submerged, to as much as several days, and they only needed to surface to periscope depth for recharging via a snorkel. The design included many general improvements as well: much greater underwater speed by an improved hull design, greatly improved diving times, power-assisted torpedo reloading, and greatly improved crew accommodations. The Type 21 submarines were also rushed into production before design work was complete, and the inexperienced facilities which constructed the boats were unable to meet necessary quality standards. Being designed primarily for submerged use, the Type 21's maximum surface speed 15 knots was slightly lower than that of the Type 9, but its submerged speed was more than twice that of the Type 9 because they were equipped with much more powerful electric drive motors and less drag. The Type 21 was equipped with 6 bow torpedo tubes, instead of the more common 4 in German submarines, and carried 23 torpedoes. It featured an electric torpedo reloading system that allowed all 6 bow torpedo tubes to be reloaded faster than a Type 7 could reload one tube. The Type 21 could fire 18 torpedoes in less than 20 minutes. The class also featured a very sensitive passive sonar for the time, housed in the chin of the hull. The Type 21s also had better facilities than previous U-boat classes, with much roomier crew berths, and a freezer to prevent food spoilage. The increased capacity allowed for a crew of 57. U-2511 was the only Type 21 used for war patrols. It left the Bay of Danzig on January 30, 1945, where she had completed working up exercises, including extensive trials of new equipment. She then returned to the shipyard for some remaining work to be finished. On March 16, U-2511 left Kiel as part of a combat flotilla, the first Type 21 U-boat to do so. A few days later she arrived at a base in Norway. After undergoing deep diving trials, the boat left for Bergen on April 18, arriving there on April 21. On the evening of April 30, 1945, as Hitler committed suicide in Berlin, U-2511 set out from Bergen on her first and last patrol. The crew served under very experienced Captain Adelbert Schnee, who received the Knight's Cross with the oak leaves. Adelbert Schnee joined the Reichsmarine in April 1934. He completed 5 patrols on her before going on to win great success with his own boat. He was awarded the Knight's Cross after 3 patrols. Then on the 7th he sank ships totaling 41,036 tons, which earned him the oak leaves to his Knight's Cross. In October 1942 he joined the Navy staff. In his position he planned and organized operations against Allied convoys. In September 1944 he took over the command of the new U-2511. After the surrender he served for 6 months in a minesweeper unit. Schnee later completed a commercial training course and worked for some years as a commercial representative. Then he retired from this profession to become the director of a sailing school. The intended destination of the patrol was the Caribbean, where the boat was to be tested under all conditions. On 1 May U-2511 made her first enemy contact. On 4 May Schnee received Donet's ceasefire order. A few hours later U-2511 followed a passive sonar contact to the British cruiser HMS Norfolk, which was proceeding in company with other British warships. U-2511 approached to within 500 meters without any active sonar contact from escorting destroyers. Schnee claimed he had a certain opportunity to torpedo the cruiser, but left the scene without revealing his presence and returned to base. He reached Bergen on 5 May, where a few days later Schnee met officers from HMS Norfolk, who at first refused to believe that he could have gotten so close without being detected. During 1957, another Type 21 submarine, the U-2540, which had been scuttled at the end of the war, was raised and refitted as research vessel Wilhelm Bauer of the Bundesmarine. It was operated by both military and civilian crews for research purposes until 1982. During 1984, it was made available for display to the public by the German Maritime Museum in Bremerhaven, Germany. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and to make sure you don't miss my future work, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.